The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by A. Wolfe. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolfe. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called. Little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed a great sneeze. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the doorbell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, Go away, wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Now, you know how food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't even give me one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down this pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar.
The 3 Little Pigs. Shake to make things full. Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs. Welcome. I hope you like our story. What a beautiful day. The time came for the little pigs to leave their home and make their way in the world. Goodbye, my little ones. Be happy, but beware of the big bad wolf. I just don't feel like going. Let's go! Remember to brush your teeth. Bye! Call if you need anything. The 3 little pigs went on their way. This is a beautiful place. The first little pig soon found a piece of land, and he quickly built himself a house made of straw. This is easy. I hope I don't have hay fever. All done. Now for a nap. The second little pig found a piece of land, and she built herself a house made of sticks. Oof. That's a good start. Oof. La la la. I'll have this ready soon. Oof. That'll do. Maybe I'll have a party. The third little pig decided to build a house made of bricks. He worked hard, and his house took a long time to build. How do you do? These bricks sticks are really heavy. I'm going to need some more cement. That was hard work, but it's a great house. What a lovely house. Just a few more things to do. The three little pigs lived happily in their three little houses. This will be done in no time. I could dance all day. I need a little nap. Until a big bad wolf arrived in the neighborhood. I'm getting very hungry. The wolf knocked at the door of the first little pig. Little pig, may I come in? Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. I'm very friendly, really. So the wolf huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. And the little pig ran squealing to his sister's house, with the wolf racing after him. Wait till I get you! Little pig, may I come in? Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. So the wolf huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. Wait till I get you! And the little pigs ran squealing to their brother's house, with the wolf racing after them. Run! Run! The wolf knocked at the door of the third little pig. Little pig, may I come in? Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. I've had enough of this. So the wolf huffed and puffed and he huffed and he puffed. But the brick house didn't fall down. The wolf was angry and he was hungry. I'm furious. He climbed up onto the roof and squashed himself into the chimney. When the third little pig heard the wolf's big feet on the roof, he boiled a big pot of water. Just as the wolf was sliding down into the fireplace, the little pig pulled the lid off the pot. In dropped the wolf. That taught him a lesson. It worked! It worked! Na 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 na. He burned his bottom very badly and ran howling down the road. And the three little pigs lived happily ever after. I'll make lunch in 5 minutes. This is fun. When is it time for lunch?